Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Meeple Marathon and our coverage of Above and Below. In our last video featuring Above and Below, we went over the rules of how to play, and I also discussed a solo variant that has been implemented by a user on BGG. It's an older solo variant because this is an older game, but it's one that I love and cherish. It's one that I featured in my top 10 most inspirational games to me of all time. And so today we're going to do a full playthrough using that solo variant with a few twists to see how it works. So this is going to be my board, and this is going to be the AI player's board. And the only thing I'm really going to keep track on this board is the cards that they unlock, and then therefore any goods that they might harvest. So we're just going to see how it goes. I'm going to, try and do what's best for the AI, or what I would do if I was the AI on most occasions. But they're basically just, if they explore, they're just going to go explore. I'm not going to read anything out of the book. If they labor, they're just going to labor. I'm not going to, if they're the first ones to labor, I'll give them the cider, but I'm not going to keep track of any coins. I'm only going to keep track of cards, buildings, outposts, etc., and resources here along the bottom on the achievement track. So let's just see how this goes, and I guess I will go ahead and start. So I've got my 3 workers here, and I think there's 2 things that I want to do first, and that is probably go exploring to the best of my abilities and hire someone so that I just have the ability to do more in the future. So I want to, since I know the AI really can't steal any exploration from me, I'm going to send this guy up here to hire. He's got the feather symbol, so then I can choose from anybody over here. And I think what I'm going to do, see, this guy is very tempting, because he's very cheap. He gets me an automatic lantern, and a 4+, he gets me 5, but this guy gets me automatically 2 lanterns, and 3 if I roll a 5 or better. So I think I'm going to go for the merman here, because he gives me the guaranteed 2. Ryan Lockett's character here also looks very promising, but essentially at this point I'm looking for people to help me explore. So I think I am going to, pay my 3, so I'll make change here. Take this guy. Anybody I take comes onto my board exhausted, and I leave them like that until the end of the round. So now it's the AI player's turn, and according to our sheet here, we can see that turn 1, he's going to take 3 turns, or do 3 actions, and 4, then 5, then 6 as the thing goes on. So what I'm going to do is roll a d8, and let's just see what we get here. All right, so we got an 8. So you can see here that they are laboring, and he's only going to labor once, and that's what this pip, this single pip here on the side means. So essentially, he's going to build once, he's going to hire once, and he's going to labor once. So, what did I... Oh, laboring means he's going to gain a coin, but I'm not going to keep track of coins because he's never going to actually need to pay for anything, but since he did labor first, he is going to get this cider token. Now, also, since he doesn't ever have to worry about people going from exhausted to rested and injured to exhausted and so forth, he has no use for cider, but he can put this up here and get some money out of me. So anytime he has a potion or a cider, he's going to immediately put it up here. If he kicks something else out, that's fine. But, this keeps that motion in the game. And there is a little bit something that if I want to put something up for sale, he might actually buy it from me. So for now, we're just going to put it right there. All right, so then it's back to me. And I think I will go ahead and explore. So I will take my 2 guys right here. They're not the best. This guy would have been better because I only have to roll a 2 to get the lantern. This guy has to roll a 4+, but I wanted to hire this guy so that my exploration is easy next turn. So what you do when you explore is you take the top card of this exploration deck here, and then you'll roll a d6. So lots of dice here. The game comes with, you know, lots of dice. So, but we'll roll the fancy looking one here, and we get a 3. So you can 3 corresponds with 68. So to keep from spoilers happening, I'm going to do my best to not look at the answers, but I'm also not going to put the book up under the camera. I'm just going to read the text so you guys can hear it. That way nobody's doing a screenshot of the entire booklet. So it reads, whoops, gotta back up a little. You pass through a grotto covered with ancient carvings of fish and spiders. You spot a circle of tents and an eerie, dying campfire letting off a thin trail of smoke. You start to hear bouts of coughing, which grow louder as you approach. Near the fire, a disheveled woman lies in a heap on the ground. She's huddled in a blanket, and it seems a great effort for her to open her eyes and lift her head. "Help us," she croaks. "We've all been poisoned. We need a broth made of grack root, but we are too weak to find any." Do you search for the grack root and help them, or do you loot their camp while they're powerless to stop you? So my options are, and this is what somebody would be reading me, and this is going to have a lot of, depend on what I choose, loot the camp for an Explore 2 or Explore 5, or do you help find the grack root for Explore 4 or Explore 7? So, you know, this is an interesting dilemma here right off the bat, is that I did not send a very powerful party into the depths to explore. So, I don't think I can get to 4. If I got super lucky and rolled a 3 or better here and a 4 or better here, I'd get to 3, and I'd still have to injure someone in order to get the 4th one, and that's with a lucky roll. So I know it doesn't sound really good, but I'm going to go ahead and loot the camp. So this is when you would roll your d6s here, and so we're going to roll for this guy first. All right, 6. So we got 2 from him. So we technically we've gotten everything we needed because this guy failed. But they're both exhausted now. I did get my exploration 2, so my reward reaps 3 coins and -1 reputation. Oops. So I'm going to put that back up there, out of the way. So I got 3 coins out of it. I'm actually just going to make change here. But I lose 1 reputation, so I'm actually going backwards here on the reputation track. Okay, and now I have exhausted all of my people, so I will pass. And I believe this goes under here, or does it go under here? I think it goes under here. I don't know if I have to put one underneath my main house. You know, that's an excellent question that I don't quite remember. Let's find out. Okay, so it is just going to go right here. But now I can build an outpost, or I can build an additional building. For some reason, I thought I'd remembered that I had to have caverns explored underneath before I could build up top, but that's silly. So, all right, we are good to go. Back to the AI player's turn, and again, we are rolling a d8 and comparing it to this table. So, all right, so a 7. Now, in later rounds, I'm going to place a die, for example, right here like this, so that I remember that I labored once. And now you can see that the 7 is the other labored, but I've already labored once because this die is right here. So I'm actually going to re-roll this die, and we get a 3. So the 3 here is the build action. So then we're going to go down here to the build action details, which is the only really one I'm going to pay attention to very much. I guess higher, there were some criteria for higher. Okay, so it says turn 1, we're going to roll a d6. So we're going to do that. All right, we got a 3, so 1 through 4. The bot, this guy actually has you playing with 2 bots. I'm just playing with 1. Selects a random key building. Okay, so I am going to take my dice here and keep my pips up so I know that I have built and hired just in case I forget, and that's off camera. But since there are 4 key buildings, which are these 4 up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are essentially easy to purchase buildings, and you can only have one of them, I believe. Maybe not, but anyways, they're usually the cheapest buildings, so they have the key because they're kind of like help you open the door to your building stuff. So I'm gonna roll a d4 to see which of these random buildings he's gonna take. All right, so he's gonna take the second building. So he took the cheapest, and he's gonna get 2 potions. Now for him, and I'm just gonna set the card right here to keep up with him. He has no use for potions or medicine, so he's actually going to ditch this. We'll put that back, and he's going to take, he would normally take 2, but he has no use for the other one, so he's just going to put the 1 up for sale there, and then this card is exhausted, so we don't need to do anything else with it. Okay, and then it's still his turn because I have passed, so we're going to roll our d8 again. And it doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter, that would be another build action, but we can see on the card that he's only going to do 1 build action, 1 labor action, and 1 hire action. So let me just quickly reference his hiring cheat sheet here. I remember it wasn't that bad. We use the hire action, hire the best villager that costs 2 or 3 coins. Determine the best villager in this manner for each lantern results. Okay, so he wants lantern people, just kind of like what I went after. Okay, so that's pretty easy to determine. He's only going to ever go after the first 3 people here. And essentially this guy offers him the most lanterns, so he's going to purchase this guy. Now, I'm going to set this guy way off to the side there because it does not even matter who he hires or how many people he has hired. But that is his 3 actions. I'm actually going to take another one of these die and put it over here on his card so I can see he's taken 3 actions. He's got 3 pips up. So that's the end of round 1. So there's a few things we need to do at end of round. Move this. We need to put a new cider out. We're going to shift everybody over to the cheaper sides, and we'll draw 2 new ones here. Let's put them out randomly. All right, so there's our 2 new people. Okay, and we would have normally replenished these as soon as they were purchased, but none of these got replenished, and the key houses do not get replenished at all, nor do the star houses, which are up here, but those are very expensive, and we'll bring those down once we can actually afford them. So now, at this point though, you can see that I have 1, 2, 3 beds, and I have 4 people. So I need to decide who am I kicking back. I know I want to build this turn because I want to get another bed. So I'm going to move this guy over. And I may want to explore again. So let's move this guy over. And I need to send at least 2 people to explore. So let's move this guy over. Now, if I had been paying attention, I may have purchased the cider from him as soon as he put it up for sale, or as soon as I gained enough coins to purchase it rather, so that I could have used the cider to move this guy over too, and that is hindsight on my part. So just something to think about here. You know, this AI system is not that bad. So I've moved 3 people over, and we know that in the next 2 rounds for the AI, they're going to take 4 actions no matter what. Even though they did not purchase a building that gave them an extra bed, they did hire someone, but they figured, I guess they would have used their cider that they earned so to get their last guy over. So it's all working out thematically. Okay, so it was my turn last time. So now, there should be a first player token in here somewhere, but I don't really remember what happened to it. Anyways, we're going to let the AI player go first this time. So let's roll our d8, and 8 is again a labor action, so he's stealing the cider from me again, and he's going to put it up for sale. And I'm just going to let him keep it there because I'm going to go after a build action. So let me put a 1 pip on the labor. Now in this round and every round subsequent, he can labor as much as he wants. There is no limit, so if he keeps rolling an 8, which is the only number he can roll to labor, he will just continue to labor. So that could be beneficial to me. All right, so now I know I want to build. I've only got one person that I can build, so I'm going to shift him up here, and let's see what we want to build. Since I have an open cavern, I have everything here is an option as long as I can afford it. I only have 7 coins though, so, and I know I want to bed. Really, this one for exactly 7 is looking very promising. It's, 1 victory point better than this one, and I cannot afford this one, and I cannot afford this one. So that's pretty straightforward here. I'm going to give up my 7 coins, and I'm going to take this and add it. Now I have enough to sleep everybody. And we immediately take the top card here and replenish it. Okay, so back to the AI player. All right, and 1. So 1 for them is going exploring. So I'm actually going to take my die and I'm going to put it on the 2 because he's got to use 2 people. So this is now 3 out of his 4 actions that he gets. He's gone exploring. He is successful in whatever way or fails. It doesn't matter. We're not going to go through that because it's just the AI. So it's back to me. And I, too, I think I'm going to go exploring. I have nothing to harvest yet, so I definitely have to get that going. This guy should be exhausted here. I could hire someone, but I don't have any money. And so exploring is really my only option. So I'm going to send both of these guys to go exploring, and I'm going to pull out this card right here. And we will roll a d6 to see 3 again. So 17. So we'll come back to our book and find 17. In a tall, narrow cave, a waterfall feeds into a deep pool filled with dark, silvery fish. At the bottom of the pool, you spot an old treasure chest, rusty and covered in moss. Do you jump into the frigid water and attempt to retrieve it, or continue on your way? Stay dry and continue exploring is an Explore 3, or dive for the chest, Explore 4. So, now, I could get a 3 by just rolling a 5 here. I've got a guaranteed 3 with these guys. So all I need to do to get Explore 4 is roll a 3 or better. So I think we are going to dive after the chest and we're going to risk it. So let's go ahead and roll for this guy first. Oh, okay, so we got 2 lanterns. That's okay. And then I'm going to roll for this guy. All right, so we got our 4 successes that we needed, so that was perfect. Put some dice over here, so let's read our success. Die for the chest, Explore 4. We could have also done an Explore 7, but we get a fish. Okay, and we get +1 reputation, so we're back to even now. So this fish is going to go over here, kind of where my money goes. And at any point in time, I can either put it up for sale if I want some money, or I can start it down here on the achievement track. Now, something to consider is that if I put it here, every fish I get is worth just a single point. If I were to say obtain this card right here, I could get a fish every round and harvest it. So I really wouldn't want fish being worth only a point. I'd want to try and get them up in this area, if not even further. So, again, just something to consider here before we just throw our fish on this track as quickly as possible. But we were successful, so we get this card. Now we can purchase 2 outposts, and we are exhausted. So the AI player is going to get 1 more turn. All right, 7 for them is higher. So again, they are only going to spend 2 to 3 coins, and they're going after the most exploration ones. They're getting Mr. Ryan Lockett here. All right, pretty simple. Once you kind of have figured out what they're looking for, their turns go pretty fast. And that is the end of the round. So we will put another cider token out there. We will advance this down. And we will shift everybody over here and draw another one out. Okay, ooh, another good explorer. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 beds, so I can move everybody back over. And the AI player is also going to get 4 turns, and it's back to me. I feel like I need something to signify that I am the first player here, but I don't know what that should be. It's fine. We will just keep remembering. Okay, so, what do we want to do first? I want to start getting some resources out. I want to hire some more people, and I may want to go exploring. So, but I also need some money to do that. So, See, now this guy's going to give me money every round. This guy's only going to give me money when I attain. No, when I build a building, I get a money. Same for this guy. This guy allows me to move people directly that I hire directly into my ready spot. So that's actually a pretty nice building to go after. This one will allow me to do the same thing and have a free reroll. Gosh, what do I want to do? I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to labor with one of you, probably, I guess this guy. So I get 1 coin, which is not very much. He comes down here, but I get the cider token. And that's what I was going after. So, let's go to the AI. Or the bot. 6. So for round 3, 6 is higher. Alright, so we put a pip here for higher. And he is looking. So each one of these guys offers the same amount of lanterns. So let's see who's got the best odds. 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 3. So he's taken this girl. Here. Okay, good. And back to me. So now, I guess really the best way to gain a hefty amount of coins is to go ahead and go exploring. But I want to make sure that, we'll see, I can't even hire anybody, but I do want to try and hire someone. So I'm going to send these 2 guys exploring and see what we can't find. So again, we will draw another card. And we'll roll a d6 and 132. Alright, in this square, torchlit chamber, you witness what appears to be a game of tic-tac-toe in progress on the floor. However, in this case, the X's have been replaced with giant mushrooms and the O's with various strange fruits. You have no idea what sorts of creatures are playing this game, since none appear to be around. Currently, the fruit team is 1 turn away from victory. Do you steal the fruit and mushrooms, explore 3, or do you take a turn of tic-tac-toe and win the game? Explore 4 or explore 6. So let's think about what our options are here. I could get at best 4. But in that scenario, I have to roll a 4 or better, and then a 5 or better. No way I'm getting to 6 without exhausting, rolling perfectly, and then injuring both of them. So, what I guess we are going to just, yeah, it's kind of dirty, but let's steal the fruit and mushrooms. So, again, we'll roll for this guy first. Alright, so we got the 2 we needed, and then we'll roll for this guy. I don't think we can improve ourselves, so we got 3. Oh, that is what we needed, okay. Steal the fruit and mushrooms, explore 3, read paragraph 133. The fruit and the mushrooms do not want to be taken. They sprout tiny legs and attempt to clamber back into their places. You sense that there are powers best left undisturbed here, but decide to ignore the dark consequences and stuff them all into your bag anyway, ignoring their squeaky protests. 2 mushrooms or 2 fruit, -1 reputation. Okay, so let's see here. I don't see anything up here that I could get. So I'm going to go 2 mushrooms. Okay. I'm going to take those. -1 reputation, so that wasn't a super successful attempt again. Yeah. And we're just going to pause there for now. So let's see what the AI, or the bot, is going to do. 6. Now 6 says hire, but we know they've already hired once. So we're going to roll again. 8 is labor. We know that they can labor as much as they want. We have already acquired the cider though, so there's nothing really they can do for that. All right, now it's back to me. So I cannot afford anyone to hire. I cannot afford anything to build, and I have nothing to harvest. So this guy will be laboring. That will give me a coin, and that's the end of that. Okay, so now we are back to the bot. All right, 6 we know is higher. They're only going to do that once. 3 is harvest. Okay, so they have nothing to harvest. So at this point, I'm going to say that they're going to reroll, because that's what's best for them. All right, so they're going to explore. So I'm going to take a 2 spot, put it on explore, and that is their 4th action for this round. Okay, so you can see that I'm winning slightly, but not by much. None of us, after the 3rd round, have anything on our achievement track. I only have 1 building, and he has 1 building. The only thing I have above him right now is the 2 VP I have on this card. So at the end of 3 rounds, it's still pretty close. All right, so let's move these over, bring somebody else out here. All right, and it's going to be the AI player's turn first. So let's clear their board. And we are now in turn 4, so he's going to get 5 actions. Okay. So 1 is explore. So again, I'm just going to take the 2 spot, put it on explore, and they were, we're going to say they were successful. All right. Then it's back to me. Oh, I forgot I couldn't afford to hire anybody, but I still have my cider. So let's see here. I feel like I need to get some regular coinage. You know what I just realized is that I am an idiot. I should have been getting 4 money between each round. And so from 1 to 2, that would have been 4. And 2 to 3, that would have been 8. And 3 to 4, we would have been up to 12. So this is, I was beginning to sit here and think, man, it is so hard to get money in this game, but it's not. I need to start putting my goods down. So this is what I'm going to do now. I am going to get me something that can get me some additional goods. And probably put it down here. My cavern. Only got 1 person I can build with, so maybe I need to hire someone that can help me build as well. So again, this person is very promising for exploring, but has no other actions. This person is good for building, so let's do this. We're going to hire, spend 2 of all our riches now that we have. I apologize for all that, and purchase the cheapest person. Is this really what I want to do, or should I have built first? Built one of those so that I can get her right away. No, let's do that. Okay. All right, so that's my turn. It's been a while since I've played this, and now, normally, I apologize, this should have been right there. The person would have purchased it, put it up for sale, and we'll just throw the other one back there. All right, so they are now 3 out of their 5 actions away. Okay, now it's me, and now I do want to build here. I definitely want to build something. I've got the resources to do it. I think it's going to be, I think we're going to build this guy right here. That's going to give us the extra bed we need so we can hold on to our cider, spend that, get a little change. And I get to put 2 pots on top of this card because there's 2 pips there. Okay, this is fine. I'm running out of room here. I'm going to have to push my bot over a little bit. All right, so, yeah. All right, this guy becomes exhausted. All right, bot's turn. What are you going to do, bot? He or she is going to explore, which they can do again. No, they cannot. We've got 2 pips up there, and that's the most they're going to explore, so we're going to reroll for them. All right, 8, and they are going to labor. They're allowed to labor as much as they want. Okay, so they're at 4 out of 5. Now I am going to harvest, at least with this guy. So I'm going to harvest this token right here, and I'm going to immediately play it right there. This guy becomes exhausted, and while it's still my turn, I am going to lay down 2 mushrooms here and my fish right here. Now I'm going to get 6 money at the end of this round, and my fish are worth 3, so you better believe I'm going after this building next. Hopefully it's still there. Okay, so back to the AI player. All right, 4, which is on round 4, it's the build action. Okay, so I'm just going to read what this says over here. Turns 3 through 6. Selects a building or outpost with a bed that costs 6 coins or less. If such a building is not available, roll a d6. So I'm actually going to roll a d8 and just pick a random building here. Sorry, this should be here. So he wants a building with a bed that costs 6 or less. And that is pretty easy. That's this one, which is getting him a victory point. So we're just going to put this over here on his sheet, and we'll replace it. Okay. All right. All right. Now, do I harvest? Do I labor? I think I labor so that I guarantee I have the money. Or do I hire? Could I hire someone? I could hire either of these 2 guys right here. This guy's really not that bad, because I'm going to get 6 money, so I know I can purchase this next round. And I've got the cider that can get him refreshed. So let's do that. Let's officially hire. I will spend my 3 to get this guy right here. And now we are all exhausted. Okay. So there, that goes like that. Okay, and the AI player needs to go one more time. No, they just built last time. I forgot to put my dice up. So they're done. We're all passing. Okay, so this needs to go here. This needs to go here. These guys all push across. Ooh, look at that frog. I like him. All right. I believe the AI went first last time, so it's going to be me this time. I also need to get my 6 coins. Do not forget your coins, Ryan. Alright, so I think we are good to go. I don't think I have forgotten anything at this point. Okay, my reputation is suffering, and let's see. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm gonna push or use up the cider to push my 6th one over. So what do we want to do first here? I think the priority was this building right here, so let's send this guy, because he's pretty worthless otherwise, to build, make some change, and get our building, our outpost, which is going to give me a fish. Okay, so now you can see the engine starting to work here. Alright, the bot, number 5. In round 5 is a build action. So we know that he's looking for a bed on a card that's 6 or less, bed or outpost. That's not this. Okay, so now we're just going to roll randomly for him, and that's 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a nice chunk of victory points there that he's going to get. He still has nothing to harvest, but that's okay. So he built once. Alright, now myself, what am I going to do? I'm going to send this guy, I think. Now let's send this guy to harvest. Okay, and we're going to harvest our fish because we know we're going to get that one back. Okay, so he is exhausted, and now it's the bot's turn. The bot is hiring, and so we know that he's only spending a maximum of 3, and he's maximizing exploration tokens, so he's going after this person here. Okay. Oh, and this should have been refilled. Sorry about that. Okay. Now what do I want to do? I feel like I want to go exploring and maybe even build something else. This one is very appealing now, but I don't have the money for it because I plan on banking on fish. I could also really use a bed, but this one's even more expensive. So what I think I'm going to do here is labor so I can get the cider token. So I'm going to send this guy up. I'm going to get 1 coin. I'm going to get this. Sometimes laboring is more important to labor early in order to get that. I'm almost tempted to spend these 3 coins to purchase that other cider off of my opponent there. So, okay. It says turn anyways. 8, which is labor. So see, I beat him to it. All right. Okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I need to save up my money, so let's go exploring to see maybe if we can't find some money. So I definitely want to send this guy, and I want to save her. Yeah, because this guy's a better explorer anyway. So let's send these 2 guys exploring, and let's see where we're going. 4:30. Okay, we get out our book, and we read. Your party comes across a rocky-skinned, red-eyed creature with spikes on its back sitting against a cave wall. A Glogo. He's breathing heavily and blood covers his lips. Help! Please help! I was attacked by thieves, he says. Do you stop to help him or continue exploring? We can explore 3. We can explore 5. This is help the Glogo. Or we can keep exploring for an explore 3 or 7. So, let's see here. I could get 5 pretty easily. I am guaranteed to get 3. But I think I need to improve my reputation, and I want to go after the better thing because it is within range here. So let's go for helping the Glogo explore 5. So we usually do this guy first. Let's see what he gets. Okay, so he got 2. Alright, so I am going to have to hopefully only injure 1 person. Oh no! So I only got 3. If I want to do Explore 5, I have to injure both of these guys. Well, says I. Let's do it. I gain nothing. I don't even know if there's a failure text. There was a failure text, so let's go ahead and injure both of them to get to 5. So let's see, helping the Glogo explore 5, I'm going to get 4 coins, a mushroom, and +1 reputation. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. I take this and put that right there automatically. Or actually, I'm going to put this one up for sale, and we're going to show you how that works here in a second. 4 coins, so that was actually almost worth it, and +1 reputation, which is what we really were going after. Just for the sake of people understanding what could happen, this is what the failure text would have read. You end up making the Glogo's injuries even worse as you try to help him. You lose valuable time searching for an underground inn where you leave him before heading back up to your village. So that actually really doesn't hurt me in any way, but I certainly didn't get anything. So we'll deal with these guys here in a second. Let's see if there's anything there's nothing up here I can purchase that's going to give me medicine, except for one for 12. Way up there. Okay. So we talked about how this one would be very nice. We also talked about how something like this would be very helpful because that allows us to hire someone directly into our ready and active pool. So maybe we're going to do that. It's going to cost me though. Or do I purchase the cider from him? Okay, I'm going to take a second to think about it because the bot gets at least 2 more turns here. 3, which is harvest. Again, he's got nothing to harvest. So we're going to do 5, which is build. Okay, so he's going to look for a bed that's 6 or less. There's not one out there, so then he's just going to randomly roll this D8 again, and he's going to take this one, which gives him a coin for every time he explores, but he's getting 3 VP. So again, I am simply kind of, in order to have a goal to play with, I'm keeping track of his cards, and I'm saying he's actually going to harvest. I'm modifying the rules on the fly here, so this could work or this could not work. He could crush me. He could, not get anything on the achievement track, and I could crush him. So we're just kind of playing this all out as an experiment. Ooh, so this is very interesting. I don't really need it right now, but this is going to give me a bed, and it's going to move up my reputation, which would be a little helpful, and it's pretty cheap. So let me, hold on real quick, check the AI rules for whether or not when the bot's actually going to attempt to purchase off of me. He's got it here somewhere. Selling goods. You may put an item up for sale on your turn. Before you take any other actions, roll a d6 at the beginning of a subsequent turn to determine whether it's sold. Okay. So we're looking for it's a good. So a 4 or better. If we roll a 6, he's actually going to pay me bonus. So let's see what he... Okay, so he's not interested in my mushroom. At least not yet. Alright. Okay. So, what do I want to do here? I feel like this is very critical. Very critical time. I wish there was some place that would allow me to purchase a potion. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this girl up here to build, and I'm going to build this one right here. Because I could have re-rolled that one die last time. This will allow me to bring people in directly into ready to go. So she is now exhausted, and you guys will get to see how all of this works when you don't have enough beds or people are injured here in just a second. So we get one more action for the AI, and they are doing a 5, which is another build action. So again, they're looking for a bed that costs 6 or less, and so they're going to steal this one from me. Okay. Which, you know, doesn't benefit them at all, but it takes it away from me. This is interesting. Okay. All right. So they're done now. That was... Oh, wait. Now they could have only... They're only going to build twice that round. Sorry. So we're going to pretend we did not know what that is. I'm not paying attention to my pips here. We're in round 5, so he's only going to build twice, so we need to re-roll this. 8 is labor again, and somebody's already taken the cider. Okay, so now he's done, and I'm done, and we're passing. So the laboring is interesting because I don't think anybody would really labor infinitely, but at a certain point they may just have nothing else to do. So, all right, we got 2 more rounds left. Let's shift these over, put this guy out, get another person here. Okay, and I'm gonna get 6 more coins. Okay, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds and a cider. So I'm actually gonna spend a cider in order to, let's say, move this person over. Okay. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I can use 3 of those beds to rest them, and then I can use my remaining 2 to move them right into there. Unfortunately, you can only use ciders between rounds, so I cannot like rush real quick and get this and then wake one of those guys up. So fortunately, these 2 guys are just useless, and I need to make sure I can get everybody in next round. So I'm going to be looking towards some beds. Number 3. All right, I believe the bot gets to go first this time, so let's see what he's doing. He is going to, in round 6, build. Now he's definitely taking this card from me. Okay, that was pretty easy. Building, and now he's done. Okay, so I feel like I want to hire someone in order to get them out here. I've got 8 coins, so I could purchase this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I purchased one more person, so I need to labor. I need to make sure that I get that cider. So who do we want to... and this should go here. I forgot, I think, to refill this at the last round. I am going to want to harvest. So let's send you to labor. Get this, get a coin, and you're up here. Okay, bot's turn. 3 is harvest. And again, he's got nothing to harvest. So maybe there needs to be something in the rules where he can always harvest something, you know. Mushrooms, I guess, are the easiest to obtain, and amethysts are the hardest, so he would always have mushrooms to harvest. Maybe that's something we need to consider here. Just gonna throw that out there. All right, so he needs to re-roll. 2 is explore, so he's gonna take 2 and go exploring. And we are on turn 6 now, so he's actually gonna get 6 actions. All right. Okay, so let's think about this. I think let's go ahead and build. So I'm going to send you up here to build. And I'm going to purchase this cavern here. Ooh, see, I can't afford that one. This is the only other one with a bed. So I need this one. All right, so I get to put 2 pots on you. I've got lots of stuff I can harvest here, so. All right, so you're exhausted. the bot this turn. He is harvesting. We already know he doesn't have anything to harvest. He's going to labor. Okay. I already stole the cider, but that's fine. Now it's my turn. Okay. I know I definitely want to get somebody out there. Oh, and he needs to keep attempting to purchase my mushroom. Okay, so that was good. He's going to purchase my mushroom for 4 coins. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And again, I don't know how well that, you know, can I just leave that up there and just keep rolling for a 6? That doesn't seem fair. So that's something else to consider changing, because that just got me some bonus coins. What do I want to do with that? Okay, is it my turn? He's taken 1, 2, 3 actions, and I've only taken 2, so it is my turn. I definitely want to recruit and bring in somebody right away, and I think it's going to be Mr. Frogman. So, let's put this up here. I can afford anybody up here, but Mr. Frogman definitely has the best options. So, Frogman it is, and he gets to come over here. So he costs me 3. That's also who the AI would have purchased if they could have. So this guy is now exhausted. Alright, AI is going to get to go, and they are laboring again. So again, I don't really know whether infinite is the best way to go for laboring. Oh, they're laboring infinitely only after a build and higher actions have been completed. Okay, so they have figured this out, so I need to keep re-rolling. Never seen so many 8s rolled. Alright, that's a higher action. He has taken one of these 2 guys. They are exactly the same. So we'll roll a d4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really doesn't matter. 1. They're taking this person. Okay. Alright, so that does change things. That's a tiny little note that they had on the sheet there. Okay. So, I can only build now or go exploring. I really don't need to explore, so what can I get the most? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds. So, actually, but I have no way of purchasing because I only have 2 money. So I think we're going to harvest. Harvest, harvest, harvest. So harvest. Let's harvest our fish. Okay, you are exhausted. And the AI, I need a die to represent that they hired last time. So they get 1 more turn. 1, which is explore, but they've already explored. 2 is also explore. 8. Alright, so now they're going to labor again. No, but see, they shouldn't have labored. This is when they should have labored now, so I'm going to keep rolling for them. That's fair. 1, not a whole lot of options here for them. 6 or 7, they're going to hire again. Nope, they're only going to hire once. No, we're on round 6, so higher is build. And they can build, okay. Under 6 with a bed, nope. So they're taking the number 1 spot. Now they finally have something to harvest. And I'm not going to worry about only putting 2 paper out here. They're just going to harvest for paper every single time. So again, this is all very experimental. Thank you all for joining me on this. And then this guy, I think, is also going to harvest because we cannot afford any of the buildings out there. So harvest it is, and he'll just take, it doesn't matter. They're all clay pots. So there you go. Okay, so moving into the final round. Again, it's been a while. I never claimed I was good at this. game. So this, I'm sure some of you are yelling at me that I have played a horrible strategy, and that's okay. We already moved that. I need 6 coins. Okay. Alright, so I've done everything. Now I need to figure out my beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds and a cider. Okay, so yeah, I had done the math correctly. I can move everybody back over and give up my cider. Okay, so final round, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. What do we need to do to maximize our points? Harvesting that fish is one of them. Purchasing maybe this one or this one up here for 11. We're at 8. So maybe go exploring to try and get some coins. Ooh. What else is up there? So this is the card I'm considering going after. It's going to give me 3 VP, and it's going to give me 1 VP for every held onto cider, mushroom, apple, and fish. I have lots of mushrooms and lots of fish. And I could go out and get me a cider, but it costs 11. Or I could just purchase this one, which is not giving me 3 extra VP. This would give me an additional coin at the end of every round, but we're on the last round. So this is only giving me a point per fish, but I could purchase it right now. Okay, so I believe I have the honors this time, right? Round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it should be me. Okay. So that is the question. Let's see here. There's also the 18 one that could give me 2 points per building. I don't need to worry about beds anymore. I could go and get me something like some rope or some rock that would just give me 3 VP here at the end. But I mean, those two together, or even these two, is 13. That one's only 11. This one's getting me a point per underground building, including that one, so that would be 3 points. Oh man, so many decisions here. So I think what I'm going to do first actually is steal that cider token. It's going to give me 1 coin, and this guy right here. Okay. So he's done. Flip him over. Okay, so the bot is going exploring. Okay. Alright, and he gets 6 turns this round as well. Okay, now let's see here. Alright, maybe we do go exploring, because I don't know what else I could do here other than just do a whole bunch of harvesting. So let us send at least these 2 guys, and who else might be beneficial to send? This guy. Yeah, so we're going to send all 3 and go for all the glory on whatever we get here. Okay, so let's see what we are going for. Number 2 is 88. As you trudge through a muddy cavern, you come upon a small hut. When you approach, a thin-faced woman answers the door. You could find me some food? I'm awfully hungry. I'd be happy if you could find me a mushroom or a fish, she says. As you speak to her, you catch a glimpse of a bag on the floor, inside spilling over with coins. Ooh. Clearly, the woman could afford her own meal. If you wanted, you could probably push her aside and steal the bag of coins. Do you find her something to eat, or do you steal her bag of coins? Steal her bag of coins is an Explore 3 or Explore 6 action. or I can search around the cavern for food and explore 4 and explore 7. So I think the whole reason we sent the whole army down here is to do the best we could. So we're going after the highest number, explore 7. So we are going to stick with what we normally do, and this is going to allow us to reroll 1 of our dice during this action. Not 1 every time, just 1 reroll. Oh man. Okay. So I think I'm going to use it now. I still missed. Okay. So that's 2. Oops. Let's do this. Alright, then we'll try the Toad Man. Alright, that's what we needed. And then this guy. 2. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got my 7. I didn't need to injure anybody, even though it wouldn't have mattered. So let's flip them all over here, because I'm done with them. Okay. And let's see what our reward is. Where were we? Searching around the cabin for food. Explore 7 is 6 coins and plus 2 reputation. Perfect. Okay, so 6 coins plus 2 reputation. 1, 2. Unfortunately, I'm just 1 away from getting 1 extra VP. Alright, but it's the bot's turn. Let's see what they're doing. 3 is harvest, so he's going to get finally something on his board. And it's going to be a paper. Okay. I get this card, even though I don't know if it's going to be doing me any good. Alright, so now I want to build. I want to harvest a bunch. So what do I want to build? I want to build that big one up there, and I've got the money for it. So this guy is pretty worthless. We're going to build. We're going to spend our 11. I'm going to purchase, right? I have more money now. I actually have 15. Ooh, see, now this is going to give me, I could purchase either one of these. This is giving me right now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because I'm going to harvest that fish one more time. This one's giving me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this one is definitely more worth it. So I'm going to take 3 more coins out of here. And yeah. Okay. So that also means something else here in a second. Bot gets a turn. And they are 5, which is building. Okay. 6 or less. Hold on. Turn 7 selects a random star building. Okay, that's what I knew, that they had changed up their strategy. So, moving from, just gonna put these out of the way because nobody's purchasing those right now. I'm gonna stack these up in order here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you guys can all see the options here. The higher the roll, the better the card for them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's roll a d6 and a 6. We'll re-roll 2. Okay, so they're taking this one. So now they're gonna get a paper and a no. This is not something they can harvest. Never mind. Sorry. Okay, back to me. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to do? I know I want to harvest my fish. So there you go. That was easy. On to them. Where's the D8? Alright, 4 in this round is harvest again. So they're actually going to get another paper. Okay. They've harvested again. So they have taken 5 out of their 6 turns. just for reference. Okay, now I'm actually going to use this person to hire someone because I get bonus points for people, but I can't hire anybody. Oh my god, super oversight. Super duper. So I guess I could have thrown this up there. Okay, so technically, we'll see. He's gonna pay me for that. That almost feels cheating, but it's in the rules. All right, so if I had thrown that up there and purchased it, then I would have sent this guy to recruit, and we would have. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. So I'm simply just gonna pay 2 for the cheapest one, and they get to come in right here. And the AI is going to take their last turn, and they will be harvesting again. So now that they finally got something, they jumped on that bandwagon. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do is, see, technically I could go recruit some other person and then harvest again, but I'm not going to do that. Because I feel dirty that I got 4 coins out of that guy just by rolling a 6. So I'm simply going to harvest with this last person, and I'm going to harvest one more pot. That's it. That is everything. That's all she wrote. So let's now count up our scores here according to the general scoring rules, which are, let's just refresh ourselves, the advancement track, card bonuses, and the reputation track. Let's see. So yeah, advancement track, buildings. Each building is worth 1 village point. This includes houses, key houses, star houses, and outposts. This does not include empty caves or the starting house. Okay, so let's count up the AI players first. Okay, technically he should have 2 potions. Maybe I should have been saving these. Alright, so he would have gotten 4, and 4 more is 8. Nothing off of here, nothing off of here. Here's 11, 15, 16. Nothing off of here. Okay, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So that is what the AI player posted. So now let's see. Again, I did not play a very good game. I don't think my coins are earning me anything. Let's see if we can beat 26. So this is not going to count. And these are not going to count. So we can put these back. I'm not getting anything for those. Okay, so let's count this all up here. 2, 4, then 2 per person. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I'm pretty sure that my starting characters count. So I'm up to 20 now. 23, wait, 21, 2, 3, sorry. 24, 25, so I am going to get there because I've got 4 fish, so that's 33 total. So 8 more points. So I was victorious, and that was closer than I was expecting. I felt like I was really running this guy rotten by the fact that he was not... had not purchased any buildings that had anything to harvest. So I'm almost wondering if maybe that should be changed in the rules, what building action they go after. Because if he had been harvesting a lot more, that would have been even closer. So I think we're very close here. And I feel like it was very simple. Once you kind of know exactly what the bot is looking for, their turns go very quickly. For example, their explorer action, boom, you just take 2 pips on them. And the harvest action is very simple. And, you know, the build and the higher ones are what you kind of got to think about what they're going after. And then the labor action is obviously very simple. But I would be interested to hear what your thoughts are, whether you have played the game or not, whether you felt like this was a good AI system, good bot system, whether you feel like it needs some work. Do you have any suggestions? Please feel free, please leave your comments in the section below here, because I'd love to hear what everybody's thoughts are. Again, this was not my created solo variant. I'm simply modifying it. I will put a link to the original solo variant in the description below. And again, I want to take my feedback and your feedback and send it back to the original poster and see if they're interested on posting up some version 2.0, maybe. I don't know if this was 2.0, maybe 3.0 rules, and make this game relevant again, because Ryan Lockett is a tremendous designer and he's continuing to come out with stuff. But this game is one that you can still find on Amazon. I'm not sure for the price, but I don't think you have to like go price gouging on eBay to find it. So it's a beautiful little game, and if you have the people to play multiplayer, it's a fun little worker placement game, kind of a brain burner. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. It does a lot for the channel and for me. And again, please give me your comments, give me your feedback on how you felt the AI system worked in this game. You can comment on my poor decision making and my poor play if you'd like to too, but I'm really interested in hearing people's feedback on the AI system. So once again, thanks for watching and have a great night.